Good afternoon. I'm Giannini Charles. I'm a double major political science and public administration student at Florida International University in Miami. Now, in regards to the discussion of GMOs, genetically modified organisms, as you've already probably aware, GMOs have been modified in their genes and in their DNA in order to cause the products of whatever it may be to behave in a different form. We hear about it much when it comes to farms and when it comes to vegetation. The companies basically put GMOs, they modify them so that they can be more desirable for consumers, whether it be an apple that's bigger, that looks nicer, or whether it be corn that blows up the pests in order to keep the crop stable. The GMOs are being used in this society in order to provide results. Now, there is a danger when it comes to GMOs that has been involved in much public discussion, that we are unaware of the health effects they could have. In the example I used earlier of the corn that kills the pests by causing them to pop, similar research has already shown them to create small micro tears in the human stomach, which could cause damage to our stomachs over time. It's issues like these and also ethical issues such as genetical modification of lambs and animals to create them in an unnatural form. Issues such as this are what makes GMOs a controversial subject. Not only that, several groups such as groups advocating for organics don't want artificial intervention in the food that they eat. Although the food might be more cost-effective, they're wondering what's the loss as far as health benefits in terms of these GMOs, since we don't know what's in the food we're eating. So, GMOs are a very controversial subject.
What are your thoughts on GMOs?
All right, my personal thought on GMOs. Now, GMOs constitute a health risk as far as many things go. I don't mind whether the food is GMO or not at the moment. Unless the modifications are shown to have harmful effects, then I personally am not all too much against it. The reason being is that given agriculture and current methods, the population of the country and of the world is increasing. If the GMOs can make food that's tastier to eat and that can last longer, I'm willing to take that plunge as long as there's no damage to my health.
Do you know the difference between organic and non-organic foods?
Yes. Now, organic foods are foods that have not been modified with objects such as pesticides in order to kill the pests. They've been allowed to grow naturally versus non-organics, which are grown with our current agriculture, which is the use of pesticides and other methods. Now, the big difference as far as organics from an economic perspective are more expensive because they don't use pesticides and they don't use the other chemical agents or methods that conventional agriculture does. They're not able to produce as much of a crop, and the crop that they do produce may not be as of good looking or high quality, so that can result in some of the organic crop being tossed off since it's not appealing as the conventional agriculture. Conventionals are basically cheaper, whereas organics are more expensive but more natural. Now, health research that I've read in different journals and journalism have shown that the organics, there's not too much of a difference between organics and conventional, but then again, there's still a controversy in that area. But as far as for Americans in general, it's better to have more vegetables, whether organic or not, versus having more of meat and fast food of what they're traditionally eating. Whether your food is GMO or organic, with GMO or non-GMO, it's good to have more vegetables on your plate. Either way, a vegetable is more healthy than a pizza, I would say. And then the other thing is, in regards to GMOs, as far as GMOs and animals, citizens, even though the Food and Drug Administration is paying attention, citizens should be proactive in taking care of their own health. If you don't want to be eating GMOs, you want to make sure that you look at the labels of the food that you're buying. If there is a no GMO label, then that's a good indication that the food has not been modified genetically and that it will align with the way you want to eat your food. So it's important for consumers to be aware of what they're buying when they buy it.